Chevron employees, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Sam, and I moderate these presentations. In just a second, we're going to be joined by Michael Corgett. He's one of our experienced financial advisors, very experienced in the Chevron retirement plan. He's going to be speaking to you about how to handle a severance package in the unfortunate event that you are faced with a layoff from Chevron. Before he gets started, though, just a couple housekeeping items to go over with you. First and foremost, please remember we are not affiliated nor endorsed whatsoever by Chevron. We are a completely independent group of financial advisors, so please keep that in mind. Second, you can use the description box below. There is a link there to our website where you can book an appointment with one of our Chevron-focused financial advisors. It is a completely complimentary 15-minute block of time you can use to get on their books, speak to them about getting started or updated on your retirement from Chevron, as well as answering any questions or covering any concerns you may have about a severance package. Next, please consider following us here on YouTube. Follow us also on LinkedIn. We post tons of Chevron-related retirement focused content weekly, and we really think you'd get some value out of it if you considered giving us a follow. And with all of that out of the way, we are going to get started now with Michael Corgett.
Thank you, Sam, and welcome everyone to today's presentation. Today we're going to talk about, in general, layoffs and surpluses and some of the things that we believe you need to be aware of and make sure that you take care of for your future, both financial and if you're not ready to retire, your future work opportunities moving forward. So we're going to talk about understanding your rights and options, being prepared financially for a surplus or a layoff, moving forward with your job search and various ideas that can work for you there, and then just some thoughts on our overall advice and how we can help you here at the Retirement Group. Understanding your rights and your options, overview of severance packages, legal advice and unemployment benefits, and then what are you going to do about your health care. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. You got to keep in mind the key considerations before signing a severance agreement. Now, your employer has already done their homework, and this agreement is pretty much stand pat. It's a document that's not going to change because you don't agree with a certain provision in the severance agreement. You may want to consider contacting an attorney and having them review it. But unfortunately, most of these offers, when they happen, are typically you're only given a couple of weeks to make that decision. So you just need to make sure you completely understand what you're signing and then look at the pros and cons of this severance package, this offer that they're making to you, whether it's just an opportunity for you to retire or you're being laid off, I mean literally surplused. Your job is being eliminated, and what are you going to do moving forward? So legal advice, I've already mentioned this. You may want to consult an attorney and have them take a look at it. Most attorneys have seen them in the past. Again, there's not much you're going to be able to do about it because it's pretty much already written in stone. But also, you're going to understand how unemployment benefits work and how to apply for unemployment benefits. You do have the option in most states to apply for unemployment even if you do get a severance payment. Depending on how that severance payment is paid out, most of the time it's paid out in one lump sum, i.e. it could be 6 months of standard pay where you get a lump sum check. In some cases, it's just a continuation of your paycheck for the next 6 months. You're going to want to check with your state unemployment office, and you might check with your human resources department, but they really don't know how each and every state in the union operates. So I would strongly recommend that wherever you live, you find your local unemployment office and reach out to them as well. Insurance coverage. This is a big deal for anyone that's about to lose their job. What your coverage available is going to depend on possibly the time that you've had with that employer. You may have gaps in your coverage. You may have different options available to you, but you're going to want to know first and foremost, all right, I'm getting laid off. I'm getting a severance package. Does that package include health care benefits? And in many cases, It does at a subsidized rate, possibly the rate that you were paying while you were still employed over that period of time. And for example, 6 months. So if you were spending $250 a month to cover you and your wife and your children, you're going to probably continue to do that because the company is willing to subsidize it. After that, that's when the real change happens. Typically, you can continue the coverage under COBRA through your employer, but you will be paying 100% of that out-of-pocket premium expense that your employer was paying a subsidy towards. So that $200 a month might now be $1,500 a month. And that's going to be a shock to your system. You're going to want to find that out from your human resources department as well. And then you're going to want to start to look in other options. If you're looking for another job, hopefully you will find one with good health care benefits in the time frame that you're getting subsidized benefits, or at least hopefully as soon as possible. If you don't get those subsidized benefits and you're paying COBRA rates, again, that $1,500 a month. So you can look for other options as far as other care through the state exchanges or the healthcare.gov. There is good coverage benefits there. Depending on what your income was or is, you could get subsidies from the federal government. I strongly recommend that you go look at healthcare.gov as well, just to see what options are available to you there. It may even be cheaper than your COBRA costs. So once you get your arms around the entire idea that you're being let go and this is what you're being given, that's another thing you're going to want to consider is, okay, what are my healthcare options? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? And I certainly don't want any gaps in my overall coverage. Preservation of your professional and financial assets, retirement and equity considerations, and then financial planning and the analysis. All three. You're going to want to safeguard all of your personal and professional files from your job. More than likely, you're going to have personal files on your computer. You're going to want to download those and save them in some way, whether it's in the cloud or a thumb drive. All right. You've got paper files at your office. There are personal. Whatever you're allowed to keep, find that out first. There may be files that you can keep that might not be all personal, but they might be things that you will be able to take with you in relationship to what your job was or your education with the company, these sorts of things. And then managing your financial and health related accounts with the company. You're going to want to understand what your options are as far as your 401k and your pension. Your 401k is yours, okay? Depending on your age, you might be able to access it without penalty. That's called the rule of 55. If you are 55 years of age or older, you can leave a portion of your 401k with the current custodian, whether it's Schwab or Fidelity or Vanguard, and access those funds. You will have to pay federal and state income tax on those withdrawals. Those withdrawals don't have to be set in stone. They can be different numbers. But you will not pay the 10% penalty that you typically think of on withdrawals from an IRA prior to 59 and a half. So again, you can access your 401k, take money from it, pay federal and state income taxes, but you won't have to pay the penalty. If ironically you're not even 55 years of age, you can take your 401k and roll it over into an IRA, and 72T, which is a substantial and equal periodic payment rule, you can access those funds as well. You have to do it a specific way with a specific formula that applies to the specific amount of the IRA. But again, you can get income from that investment and not have to pay the 10% penalty. You may be eligible for your pension. Well, now that you're no longer working for that employer, it may make sense to take your pension, whether it's a monthly benefit or a lump sum option, and either roll over the lump sum or start your monthly pension benefit. There's no reason not to, unless there is an age-related penalty for starting it earlier than at, let's say, age 62 or 65. So that's a discussion that we can have with you depending on what employer you are. or that you worked with, and we would look forward to that opportunity. Some of you may have equity or stock options that are available to you. In most cases, with a layoff, that those options are going to become 100% vested. That's not written in stone as well. It may not be the case, but you're also going to have a time frame that's going to start at that time, and you're going to want to look into what do I do? Should I go ahead and exercise these options now? Take the cash, roll it into an after-tax investment account. That's part of my liquidity, especially if I'm going to need some time to find another job. You're going to want to contact those folks at your company just to find out what your options are. Now, not everyone has stock options, but some of you do, and you're going to want to know what your options are on those options. Building a financial plan. Now, this is something that we strongly recommend to anyone and everyone, regardless of whether you're about to be laid off or you're getting a severance benefit. The sooner that you start to plan for your future retirement, which is all of ours ultimate goal, the better off you're going to be. We are happy to prepare a cash flow analysis for you to show you where you stand and where you will be in the future. So please take advantage of that. And knowing that allows you to create some financial security and a financial safety net, depending on what your situation looks like. So putting a plan, having a plan in place, or even if you don't have one, let us put one of these plans together for you. The sooner, again, that you start the plan, the better off you're going to be. And then moving forward for a job search, strongly recommend that you have a profile on LinkedIn and on any of the other job sites. LinkedIn is a great benefit business networking application. All of us here at the firm are on LinkedIn. We do a great deal of marketing on LinkedIn. I have a lot of followers on LinkedIn. I have a number of people reach out to me to see if our firm is hiring individuals. And if so, I pass that on to the people that would be more interested in that at our organization. You're going to want to identify your future search criteria. What are you going to want to do? Maybe you didn't like your job at your old employer and you want to do something different. Maybe you'll want to get some more education, go back to school, learn some more tools, some more options, update your resume. AI tools are available to you when applying for jobs on the internet as well. And finally, look for all the free resources that are available to you to write a resume, to fill out applications, learn how to interview. A lot of this will be more than likely provided to you by your employer. That's typically something that they offer, as well as your state unemployment office. So these are all things to keep in mind. You're going to want to keep all of your options open with that, with those opportunities moving forward. You're going to need and want to keep your chin up. I know it's not something that anybody looks forward to, but corporations left and right are downsizing. They feel that they can do more with less people moving forward. It's across the board. I mean, AT&T's laid off thousands of employees. So has Boeing. So have the oil companies. So have the pharmaceutical companies. Almost every employer has laid people off. But if you've got the right skill set and you've still got the desire to work and you put in the effort, there's a very good chance you will find another job, because there are jobs out there. And having the will to move forward is really going to be the key. And the key to your overall success is what you do for yourself moving forward. Finally, I mentioned planning. You may want to consider letting us put together a complimentary financial analysis. We at the Retirement Group, we're a group of advisors that have a great deal of experience and education in working with a lot of Fortune 500 companies, more than likely yours as well. So consider us a resource as well. We typically do know your pension, your savings plan, and your overall, all your other benefits. So, definitely reach out to us. You could schedule a meeting by scanning this QR code on the left. I'd look forward to the opportunity. You could schedule a meeting to talk with me or one of my colleagues. Follow us on LinkedIn by scanning the QR code on the right. We have a great LinkedIn page. We also have updates on all of the webinars that we're doing there. If you follow us, you will get a lot of those updates sent to you. Give us a call or send us an email as well. We would look forward to the opportunity to help you through this tough and tumultuous time. So with all that said, I certainly appreciate the opportunity to present these thoughts and ideas with you. This isn't a happy subject, believe me, I get it. And I've worked with countless numbers of people throughout my overall career, which has spanned more than 35 years. And I'd look forward to the opportunity to speak with you and help you get through this as well. Thank you for your time and have a great day.